Prius, customer complaint, no cooling. Okay, so I'm gonna have to describe this to you because I don't know if the microphone in the phone can pick up the noise. So what we're gonna do is we're listening for a grunt sound coming down from the compressor down there, and the fans will kick on for a second, then it'll turn off and the fans will stop, and it'll repeat this pattern every few seconds. Whether the camera can pick it up, I'll probably have to get a lapel mic and hold the microphone on the compressor, which I don't have with me. So let's turn it on. It's already calling for cool. Foot on brake. Get outside. I already heard one. That's the compressor. It's making more noise than it did before. Before it was just a little click and a grunt. Now it's actually making a rattling sound, so you can catch it. So you know that the inverter is good. There's no blowing fuses. All the signals are good. It's giving the call to the compressor, but the compressor is physically malfunctioning. And as you can see, nothing is happening with the pressures. So that's about it. We'll turn this off. And I did not do a refrigerant analyst to test the condition of the purity of the refrigerant. I did not pull out the refrigerant to weigh it to see if somebody overcharged it. Usually when I come across this problem, it's been overcharged, undercharged, or the customer never serviced it before and they just kept letting the refrigerant level go down until the compressor burns itself up. Some customers are lucky, some are not. They don't tell you you should maintenance your AC every 2 or 3 years. Some people get really lucky and say, oh, I haven't touched it in 10 years, it works fine. Good for you. You're the lucky few who can go that 10 years. Everybody else has to recharge a few times or buy a compressor and a flush of the system and condenser and everything else. So we'll shut this off. And then, if you ever want to wonder if you're walking into a shop who says they specialize in hybrids or Prius, well, let's take a look around. We have one oddball, and we got a Prius, 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 a hybrid, a Prius, a Prius. Well, no, another Lexus hybrid, Prius, a Prius, a Prius, and then there's a shop down the street filled with Prius. If you walk into a shop that has a banner on it and it says, we specialize in hybrids, we specialize in Prius, and you walk in there and your car is the only Prius, you better second guess about going to that shop. This is Luscious Garage. This is one of my favorite shops in the city for Priuses. It is the shop and the only shop where I send my family. I even take my own car to be serviced. That's how much reliability I have and trust in the people at this shop, and the owner's ethics and morality about running a shop and taking customers is up in the upper tier, the upper 5% who cares about their customers and their technicians and the procedures of working on cars, instead of being one of those slam bam, how fast can we, how much bonus we can make, like Midas Muffler or say certain dealerships and other shops who have their guys on really fast moving programs where they have no time to diagnose. They could just swap parts. Those are the other kind of shops. So this is an easy one. Compressor, open it up. You inspect the oil in the compressor. If the oil is clean, your condenser is probably clean. I searched for leaks. There was no noticeable leaks anywhere. On top of that, if the compressor has metal flakes or any little chunks in it, there's going to be a lot more chunks inside the condenser. But to back up your theory, to make sure, even if you have a clean compressor, disconnect the liquid line and the vapor line to high pressure discharge from the compressor. Get some white napkins, blow backwards into the napkins and see if any particles come out. Particles come out, replace the condenser. Comes out clean, replace the compressor. It is always recommended on a failed compressor to change the expansion valve. And this is one of the ones where you don't want to do it because it's 7.5 hour job under the dash instead of a little expansion valve sitting down the firewall. After 2010 they started putting them outside. Before that they were inside. And if you're not going to replace the condenser, at least replace the dryer sock. And this is a 2006. Okay, we'll focus. Doesn't want to focus. That's it.